Hello everyone. In this video I am going to calculate electric field due to electric dipole. So in the previous video I have explained about electric dipole and its electric dipole moment. In the figure we can see there is a dipole minus q and q separated by a distance 2a. O is the center of the dipole. There is a straight line which passes through this dipole. This is called dipole axis. Similarly, there is a straight line which is perpendicular to a dipole, and this is called equatorial axis. We need to calculate electric field at any point on the dipole axis and any point q on the equatorial axis. This is our aim of this video, that we need to calculate electric field on the dipole axis and on the equatorial axis. We know every dipole is characterized by the dipole moment vector, which is defined over here. Dipole moment vector P vector is equals to Q, the magnitude of the charge of the dipole, into the separation of the two charges. N cap tells the direction of the dipole moment vector, and it is directed from negative charge to the positive charge. So let's calculate electric field due to dipole at dipole axis. In this figure, P is any point on the dipole axis which is at r distance from the center of the dipole. The distance of P from charge Q is r minus a, because from O to P it's r, from O to Q it's a, so from Q to P it's r minus a. Similarly, the distance of P from minus Q is r plus a. The total distance from minus Q to P, as from minus Q to 0 it's a, and 0 to P it's r. We need to calculate electric field at point P. So we find the electric field due to Q and minus Q at this point. So let's write down the expression for the electric field at the point P due to charge Q and minus Q. Also, let us assume that the dipole axis is along the x-axis and the center of the dipole is taken as the origin, such that the right direction can be taken as I cap. I cap is a unit vector along x-axis, and the negative direction, that is the direction towards left from center of the dipole or from the origin, is minus I cap. So the electric field due to charge Q is given as Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r minus a whole square into I cap. So the electric field at point P due to charge Q is depending on this distance, and the distance from Q to P is r minus a. So therefore electric field due to Q is Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r minus a square into I cap. The charge Q will repel the test charge present at point P towards right. So this is the electric field due to charge Q towards right. So therefore the electric field is towards I cap. Similarly, the electric field due to negative charge is given as Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. The distance of minus Q from P is r plus a. So this is r plus a whole square into minus I cap, because minus Q has tendency to attract the test charge present at point P, but the attraction is very low as compared to the repulsion due to charge Q. As Q is very close to the point P, minus Q is very far from the point P. So therefore we have this, or in the one step you can write minus Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r plus a whole square into I cap. So at point P we have two electric fields in the opposite direction at the same point. So from superposition principle, the net electric field at point P at point P, or you can say the total electric field, is given by the vector sum of the two electric fields acting at the same point. This is the electric field due to negative charge. So we have electric field due to positive charge plus electric field due to negative charge. Let's put the values. It is q by 4 pi epsilon naught r minus a whole square into I cap, and E due to minus q is q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r plus a whole square into I cap. Q by 4 pi epsilon naught is common in both the terms, so we can take the common q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught and 1 divided by r minus a whole square minus 1 divided by r plus a whole square into I cap is taken common. Let's simplify this. We get q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. Taking LCM we get r minus a whole square, r plus a whole square, and this goes r plus a whole square minus r minus a whole square into I cap. Now let's break the terms. So this q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, this is a square minus b square, so we have a plus b whole into a minus b. So if it's a minus b is minus r, minus minus plus will give you a whole divided by, let's take this square common, power common, so this is r minus a whole into r plus a, its whole common square into I cap. So we have q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, a and a get cancelled, r and r get cancelled, so we have 2r into 2a whole divided by, this is r square minus a square whole power square into I cap. We assume that this point P is very far from the center of the dipole, so r is much greater than a. So therefore our assumption becomes, we take the assumption, we say that r is much greater than a, so this implies that r square is much greater than a square, so therefore, which further implies that r square minus a square is approximately equal to r square, because a square is a very small quantity as compared to the r square, so this becomes r square. So therefore the expression simplifies as q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught 2r into 2a, and this becomes r square whole square becomes r की power 4, so we have r cube, and this becomes, and we can write twice of q into 2a whole divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r cube. Q into 2a is electric dipole moment, so we can write finally electric field, so it's a vector I cap, so therefore electric field becomes twice of P whole divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r cube into I cap. This is the expression for the electric field due to dipole at any point on the dipole axis. We can see that electric field due to dipole varies as 1 by r cube. This is a very important relation we have to remember in electrostatics. Let's calculate electric field due to dipole at equatorial axis. Here in the figure, Q is any point on the equatorial axis where we have to calculate electric field at this point. This Q is at r distance from the center of the dipole. Here EQ is the electric field due to charge Q, which is in outward direction, as Q charge will repel the test charge present at Q. Similarly, E of minus Q is the electric field due to negative charge, which has tendency to attract the test charge present at point Q. So therefore in this case EQ and E of minus Q are inclined at some angle. Let us assume this angle to be theta, such that this angle will also be theta. Now for just simplicity, we will assume that the equatorial axis is along the y-axis, and this line to be the x-axis, Q is assumed to be the origin. So therefore, since this line is parallel to the base, therefore this theta will be equal to this theta as an alternate angle. This is an isosceles triangle, as we can prove from RHS fact. Equatorial axis is perpendicular to the dipole, so from RHS fact we can show these two triangles are congruent. So therefore this side will be equal to this side, and this theta will also be equal to this theta. Now from corresponding angle, this theta will be equal to this theta angle. So therefore the two electric fields are inclined at total angle of 2 theta. We can write the electric field due to Q is, for this we need the distance of the charge Q from Q. Now this is R, this is A, so therefore this distance will be under root of R square plus A square. Similarly, this distance will also be equal, so therefore this distance will also be equal to R square plus A square. So therefore electric field due to charge Q is given as Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, this distance square, so we have under root of R square plus A square whole square. So this becomes Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R square plus A square. Similarly, electric field due to negative charge, I am taking the magnitude in this case. So electric field due to negative charge will be the same, 4 pi epsilon naught under root of minus Q and capital Q as a distance of this, so it is R square plus A square whole under root square, and this becomes Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R square plus A square. Now both, we can see both the electric fields have the same magnitude, and the two electric fields are inclined at some angle 2 theta. Total angle is 2 theta. Now we can resolve these two electric fields into two components, one along the x-axis, one along the y-axis. This is the y-axis. So the component along the y-axis is given as EQ sine theta. Similarly, the component along the x-axis due to this EQ is EQ cos theta. Similarly, we can resolve this E minus Q into two components, one along the y-axis as E minus Q sine theta, and its component along the x-axis will also be E minus Q cos theta. Now we can see the two vertical components along the x-axis will get cancelled because EQ and E minus Q are equal. Theta is same for both the electric fields. These vertical components get cancelled. The two horizontal components are in the same direction, so they will add up from the law of vector additions. So therefore the net electric field at point Q will be along this negative direction of the x-axis. So therefore the total electric field at point Q is given by EQ cos theta plus E minus Q cos theta. As both the components are in the same direction, so therefore the net electric field will be given by the algebraic sum of the two components along the x-axis. Let's put the value of EQ and E minus Q, and we get EQ is Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R square plus A square cos theta plus Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R square plus A square cos theta. Now these two expressions are equal, so we can write 2Q whole divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R square plus A square cos theta. Now we substitute the value of cos theta. Now in the figure we can get what is cos theta. Cos theta is B by H. So we have B divided by H is under root of R square plus A square, right? So this becomes 2 cube divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square plus a square. What is cos theta b by h? It's a divided by r square plus a square whole power half. And therefore the expression becomes q into, I can write this 2qa as q into 2a whole divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. Since bases are same, so powers will get added up from the law of algebra. So this is r square plus a square to the power 3 by 2, and q into 2a is the dipole moment p whole divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square plus a square to the power 3 by 2. We'll again assume the condition. We assume that r, what is r? R is the distance of this point q from the center of a dipole. This q is very far from the dipole, so therefore r is much greater than a. This implies that r square will be much greater than a square, hence which further implies that r square plus a square will become equal to r square, and therefore the electric field is given by p divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. This r square plus a square becomes simply r square, and to the power 3 by 2. 2 and 2 get cancelled, so we have p divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r cube. Since the net electric field, now we already know that towards right we have I cap and towards left we have minus I cap. So in the vector form we can write electric field is in negative x direction, so we have magnitude given by 4 pi epsilon naught r cube into minus I cap. So this is the expression for the electric field at any point on the equatorial axis, which is along the negative x-axis. We can also see that electric field due to dipole is still varying as 1 by r cube. So hence we have derived the electric field at 2 points, one on the dipole axis as we have seen previously and one on the equatorial axis. Both are varying as 1 by r cube. Thank you so much.